Now, for more on Giving Tuesday and why people could be donating more than ever now, I'm joined by Atul Tandon, Opity International CEO. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, Rochelle. Thanks for having me.
Now, shoppers were spending an estimated $1 million per minute online during Black Friday. So is it strange to have Giving Tuesday right after people have already blown through billions of dollars on bargains?
Well, Rochelle, we have 2 days for purchasing stuff for ourselves. 6 years back, a group of people decided that, oh, we got to have a day reason for the season of giving back, of caring for our neighbor, for giving for the other. And that's what started Giving Tuesday. And from that, like you just mentioned, it's now grown to a global movement, 98 countries. I fully expect that we'll have a new record before the day is out.
So what do you think are the most effective ways to ensure that the money donated on Giving Tuesday provides the best outcomes for the recipients?
You know, that's a great question, Rochelle. I'd say to your viewers, make sure you know the charity that you're giving to. Right. So for us at opportunity.org, we track, as an example, our impact results. We provide quarterly impact reports. We have social performance measures for projects that we're doing in 23 countries that you can check on when you want and how you want. So check on the charity, look at their status, make sure that their financials are okay. Ask them for impact measurements. So there is no substitute for due diligence on the part of the donor and the giver. And frankly, I'd say to you, the more that the donors do it, your givers do it, viewers do it, charities are held more accountable to results.
Now, it can be a little bit confusing when you're looking at some non-profits and some for-profit social entrepreneurship companies that are all really trying to meet the same end. So what should people keep in mind when deciding which organizations to donate to?
What they keep in mind is, one, giving is a personal decision. So what is it that you believe in? You know, the $180-odd million that was given last year, millions of individuals, families, businesses, organizations, they invested, they gave to projects and causes that they believe in. So that really is the first, is what do you believe in personally? What do you want? What is it that gets you excited about the impact of giving? The next is then develop a short list and say, all right, is this a charity? Because there's a difference between a charity and a social enterprise in that a nonprofit is really working for social good. That's the end. A social enterprise is working both for social good and for a commercially sustainable business. So there is a difference between the two. Frankly, also tax deductibility.
Right.
The Giving Tuesday, December, this is the biggest month of the year in giving for across the planet. Why? Because especially in the US, for us, December 31st is a year end, and you get tax deductibility. That only happens when you give to a nonprofit.
Now, Atul, some companies like Amazon include the option of donating a portion of the purchase price to a charitable organization anytime that you shop. Is that a more effective way to get donations rather than this annual call to action?
I think it's a both and. I think the annual call to action gets a lot of people engaged, Rochelle, at one time. So, you know, as an example, today at opportunity.org, if you go to our Facebook pages, there are hundreds of our donors who are running fundraisers. They're competing with each other. We have this giant screen in the office where you can see the competition happen in real time. So that's exciting. But frankly, longer term, nonprofits address, Rachel, some of the deepest and the hardest problems in society. Those need long-term funding. Long-term problems need long-term solutions, long-term funding. That comes from people donating every day. And for that, on that account, I would say, please shop at Amazon or other sites,
right,
and choose the option to give.
Now, Atul, we know that for the United Nations and many countries around the world, including China, poverty eradication is one of the top, if not the top, priorities. So how are companies like Opportunity International trying to break that poverty cycle?
Rochelle, first of all, I would say to China and to my home country, India, and around the world, we have made tremendous progress in eradicating poverty. In 1990, almost 2.2 billion people living on less than $1 a day. You come to 2015 World Bank numbers, that number's down to something like 750 million people. First time in human history, less than 10% of humanity living on now less than $2 a day. Biggest increases happened in China. So hats off and kudos, and keep at it. as we look at ending extreme poverty and within the nonprofit world, I can speak for Opportunity. Our focus is not simply on giving handouts,
Right.
but giving a hand up, is teaching people, equipping them, financial resources, training, and support to run a business and earn a living for themselves. And to us, that is the best and the most effective solution to poverty.
Well, unfortunately, we'll have to leave it there. It's been a pleasure having you on. Atul Tandon, CEO of Opportunity International.